What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. I am back with a new series of what if Madara was sealed inside Naruto part 1. And if you did enjoy this video, like this video for the next part. And if you're new to my channel and like my content, like and subscribe and comment down below. And thank you all for help and support. Now let's begin this new video.
Uzumaki Naruto was many things. I was an outcast. One last dead, a scapegoat for someone else's problems. He was loud, brash, obtuse, clueless, and not very bright, to say the least. He wasn't a prodigy, he didn't have any particular shinobi skills. You could probably tell that he became a shinobi just because of the recognition he was desperately seeking. But he was also a man who never gave up. A beacon of light to others. A fighter. Someone who never went back to work. Someone who wanted to prove that you can get anywhere if you work hard enough. He was a shinobi, a jinchuriki, a sage, and would be a hero if he succeeded. Now I was nothing. Naruto was watching all the students go about their business as he rested comfortably against a tree. He watched them as they laughed and ate and talked to each other. It was break time at Kuo Academy and Naruto had no idea what to do. "You seem very distracted lately." A deep voice echoed beside him. Naruto looked around to see a ghostly apparition sitting next to him. He was a man with long black hair dressed in red armor, similar to what samurai wore at the time. This was a man whose name was feared in the elemental nations. A man who fought face to face with the founder of the first hidden village. A man who could tame tailed beasts just by looking at them. This was Uchiha Madara. "No, I'm just thinking," Naruto answered as he looked forward again. Naruto and Madara weren't exactly best friends. When they first saw that they were both trapped in this strange new world, they had been trying to kill each other. However, they soon discovered that Madara did not actually possess a physical body and was bonded to Naruto, as if sealed within him. Since they couldn't kill each other, they had tried to get along. Their current relationship was based on feelings of mutual respect and acceptance. And since they were glued together, you might as well make the best of them. "You know we've been being watched lately, right?" Madara asked as she narrowed her eyes slightly. You mean those two, right?" Those two in question were leaning against a wall a few meters away from Naruto and Madara. Naruto recognized them as Hyodo Issei and Kiba Yuto, both second-year students and members of the so-called occult research club. At the moment they were talking to each other, almost whispering, and casting suspicious looks in Naruto's direction. "We have to be careful, Naruto. I feel a strange energy coming from them. It's almost like they're not human," Madara said as he tried to run a hand through his hair, only to run his hand through him. Naruto sighed as he closed his eyes. "Yeah, those two are definitely different. And the way they look at me," Naruto said, shivering a bit. "Well, it's not really strange. I mean, when I talk to you, it sounds like I'm talking to myself. Maybe they think I'm Shizo. Schizophrenic, Naruto." "Yes, just that." Naruto widened his eyes and looked at Issei and Yuto. He met Yuto's gaze and the two looked at each other, as if time had stopped. Naruto's eyes flashed red briefly and then he looked away. Yuto's eyes widened as he nudged Issei to come. Madara sighed in annoyance seeing what Naruto had just done. "Don't show your powers like that, idiot. For all we know, they could be our future enemies. We should come up with some sort of plan to deal with them." Madara finished as a concentrated look appeared on his face. Naruto snorted and rolled his eyes. "Please, the last time you came up with a plan you tried to cast a genjutsu on the moon. It didn't go so well." Madara turned his head towards Naruto and narrowed her eyes dangerously. "Oh, you're a talker. At least I haven't spent half my life chasing some kind of gender-confused emo kid. At least I didn't leave my fucking city because Hashirama befriended me. You are a mustachioed monster. Red-eyed maniac. Stupid shinobi who can't do anything without his cunning friend. It's so useless for Zetsu to disappear now. Fuck you. Do not fuck you. It goes without saying that these feelings of mutual respect are often ignored, so you haven't discovered anything new?" Issei shook his head in response to his Baku's question. He and Yuto were initially tasked with finding out more about Uzumaki Naruto, a mysterious third-year student who appeared out of nowhere. No assets, no addresses, no phone numbers, they literally couldn't find anything on this puzzle. Rias sighed as she leaned back in her chair. He had detected a mysterious energy within Naruto and assuming that he could be a sacred gear, Rias wanted to know more about this mysterious boy to see if he could possibly be a good addition to his nobility. "Actually, I think I saw something." Rias' head turned to Yuto and he waited for him to tell her what he had seen. Her expression was calm, but inside she was excited, eager for information. She wanted to know more about this Naruto, and she wouldn't rest until she had it. "Well, While Hyodo-kun and I were watching Naruto, she really caught me watching. This immediately caught Rias' attention. He kept looking at me and I stared back. I wanted to look away, but I couldn't. Yudo looked down briefly, as if a bad memory had come back to him. Then I saw it. Her eyes were red and there were small black dots around her pupil. That's all I saw before he stopped looking at me. Rias folded her hands under her breasts and looked at his desk. I had never heard of a power like this. Where sacred gear was used through the eyes, his bishop's sacred gear was a good example. But I've never heard of these red eyes with black dots around the pupil. Naruto just got a lot more interesting than he already was. Rias had some kind of feeling that she made her want to go after this guy. Perhaps it was his interest in reinforcing his nobility, perhaps it was something else. Issei snorted and lightly nudged Yudo's side with his elbow. Come on, pretty boy. You can't just start making stuff up to get Buckao approved. Kiba frowned. I wasn't making anything up. Issei reached into his pockets and looked away. Of course not, pretty boy, of course not. Kiba and Rias sweat from Issei's behavior. Then Rias closed his eyes and inhaled to calm down. While it wasn't much information, it was still better than they had before. You two are not making any deals tonight. Issei and Yudo looked at Rias with a confused look on their faces. What are we going to do instead? Kick some street demon's ass or something? I couldn't wait to try out my holy badass gear. Issei finished as he flexed his arm. Rias smiled slightly at Issei's anxious demeanor. No, you two will follow Naruto tonight. Yuto nodded as Issei missed. Oh come on bucko. We've been chasing this guy for weeks and we have nothing useful. Issei complained. Well, Issei. Rias started getting up from her chair and approaching him. I'm sure if you do your job well, you'll be rewarded handsomely, Rias said as he stroked Issei's cheek. Fire now burned in his eyes and, with renewed strength, he threw his fist into the air. Hey! I'll follow this Naruto to the end of the world if I have to, because you better remember, those boobs are going to be mine. Rias smiled awkwardly and stroked Issei's cheek. This is a good devil. Naruto sighed as he kicked a stone across the path. It was late at night and Naruto was on his way home from his work, and I was very bored. A boring Uzumaki Naruto is never a good thing. What to do, what to do? Naruto sighed once more, enjoying the cool breeze. He had reminded him of those nights he spent at the Hokage monument, watching Konoha, playing chase with his shadow clones on Tobarama's head, just sitting and thinking absolutely nothing while he sat on his father's head. Naruto smiled at the memories. Those were the good times. Unbeknownst to Naruto, Issei and Yuto were standing behind a wall and following him. Yuto was leaning against the wall while Issei had taken a more professional approach to peeking and was holding two tree branches and wearing a hat made of leaves. Yuto sighed in frustration as Issei struck strange poses to blend in with the environment, as he said. Yuto's eyes widened as Naruto suddenly froze. Yuto quickly grabbed Issei's neck as he pushed him into the bushes. What the hell, Bo, shut up. He stopped walking. Yuto hissed as he looked at Naruto. Issei's eyes widened as he looked at Naruto, who still hadn't moved. Yuto's eyebrows furrowed. This was going to be a chance to get answers, and he wasn't going to let it go. So, aren't you one of those who told me to chase? You don't look like much. Issei and Yuto turned to the source of the voice. Her eyes widened in horror as she saw who she was. It's the same fallen angel that attacked me, Issei whispered. She turned to Yuto and grabbed his shoulders. We have to help him. It won't stand a chance. Bucko told us not to interfere. But orders are orders, Hyodo-kun, Yuto hissed. Issei grit his teeth and clenched his fists. You may not know this boy, Naruto, but you couldn't stand here while a fallen angel slaughters him. He'd been in the same position as Naruto, and being killed by a fallen angel wasn't really something to expect. However, Yuto had narrowed his eyes as he looked down. Why did Rias tell them not to interfere? Did you know that Naruto had been attacked by fallen angels? Was this some kind of sick plan to reincarnate him into a demon and put him in the nobility of him? Issei and Yuto's attention was soon caught by the fact that Naruto had just turned around. He had a rather bored look on his face and still had his hands in his pockets. Who the hell are you? Naruto asked. Oh, how rude of me, said the fallen angel bowing slightly. I am Donasek, a fallen angel. I think it's only right to meet your tormentor, Donasek said with a smile. Naruto only raised an eyebrow at the fallen angel's response. Well, Fedora boy, I'm kinda tired and stuff, so maybe you can go fuck yourself and go piss someone else. Issei and Yuto gasped. This guy was facing a supernatural being that could probably kill him in the blink of an eye, and wasn't he even scared? Donasek's eyes narrowed on the boy. Such foul language. And I wanted your death to be quick and painless, it's such a shame. Danasik then formed a light spear and threw it at Naruto. Naruto's eyebrows shot up as he dodged the spear. Oh ho ho, is the fedora guy dropping things now? Your aim is a little off. Naruto grinned. Impossible. No human should have the reflexes to dodge it. Danasik yelled with anger evident on his face. Naruto chuckled. Well, I'm not your average human. Naruto attacked Danasik, who hurled 3 light spears at him in response. Naruto dodged the first 2, but the third hit him square in the chest. Issei and Yuto's eyes widened in horror and Danasik smiled victoriously. His smile disappeared as soon as it appeared when he saw what had really happened. The Naruto she had hit had disappeared in a puff of smoke. Let me tell you something, my dear Fedora. Danasik slowly turned around and saw Naruto, completely unharmed, casually leaning against a wall. Issei and Yuto breathed a sigh of relief. Danasik, on the other hand, wasn't as happy as they were. As you know, I have some pretty flashy things I can do, like you can throw your fancy spears. Naruto started walking slowly towards Danasik, a smile growing on his face. But it's not much fun dancing with you, so I'll finish you off quickly. Danasik now had a look of pure anger on his face. How dare you make fun of me, you lousy human? I will kill you, yelled Danasik as he started to shoot out of an extra large spear of light. Then he realized something. Naruto was already gone. Danasik cried out in pain as he felt something wrap around him and begin to crush him. He turned his head to see Naruto with a black aura around him. A skeletal black arm protruded from his shoulder and was clutching at Danasik. Pop, his hand began to put more pressure on Danasik's body. He was trying to wriggle out of the hand's grip, but to no avail. She looked at Naruto in utter horror and saw that Naruto's eyes were red with a pinwheel shape where her pupil should have been. It goes. No please. Free me. I can give, Weasel. His hand then crushed Danasik, leaving his body broken and bleeding. Issei and Yuto were just watching, their eyes wide and their mouths hanging. Was Naruto still human? Naruto sighed as he approached Danasik's corpse. Not much of a talker now, huh, Fedora boy. Naruto chuckled dryly and kicked the corpse lightly. Yuto watched intently as he saw the space around Naruto warp slightly into a spiral shape. Is this some kind of spell? Yuto thought as he looked at Naruto. The spiral began to spin faster as Danasik's body was sucked into Naruto's left eye. After the body was completely sucked in, Naruto's left eye began to bleed a little and both eyes returned to their normal blue color. Naruto wiped the blood from his face with his sleeve and sighed once more. Then he turned to leave, but stopped after taking a few steps. It would be really bad if anyone saw this damned mess, Naruto said in an annoyed tone. Issei and Yuto were completely frozen. Had she caught them? Did he already know he was being followed by the subject even before the fallen angel arrived? Her questions went unanswered as Naruto walked away, whistling a tune as if nothing had happened before. Yuto's eyes were completely glued to Naruto's form until he disappeared from sight. Yuto and Issei didn't know what to do. They just sat there in the bushes, silently thinking about Naruto. That was until Issei broke his silence. Well, shit, sweet. Damned. Home. Naruto collapsed on the bed, tired from all of today's events. She knew there was something strange about this world, but she didn't expect it to be filled with angels, fallen angels, and demons. He already knew there was something wrong with that little occult research club at school, but he couldn't tell what it was. After researching his phone extensively on his way home, Naruto discovered that the school was actually owned by a rather powerful demon family, the Gremory family, which coincidentally included the leader of the occult research club. You did a show with that, didn't you? Said Madara as he appeared in Naruto's room. His black-winged friends will now know not to screw over the great Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto said with a proud smile. And then, what was I supposed to do? I wouldn't want that motherfucker to stick a soft spear in my stomach. How am I supposed to eat my ramen? Naruto wondered in a horrified voice. Madara sighed in frustration. I mean, you should have finished that sooner, idiot. You knew the demons were watching you, yet you had to use Susanoo. What's the point of having these fancy eyes if you can't use the fancy jutsu that comes with them? Snapped Naruto. You should be happy that I actually fought the man instead of walking away from here. I mean, you keep grumbling about. How do you want to have a nice dance, and bullshit? Naruto had put his hands to his face. The day had already been bad, and Madara's scolding had made it worse. Madara snorted and crossed his arms childishly. It's still not a good dance. You know what? Fuck you Madara, I'm going to sleep. Naruto put on his nightwear, plain gray pants with no shirt, and slipped into bed. She knew she probably wouldn't fall asleep anytime soon with all these thoughts on her mind, but she couldn't help but smile. Life just got a lot more interesting. Naruto huffed as he woke up to the sound of the alarm. As she straightened up, memories of yesterday flooded her mind. Issei and Yuto haunt him, that fallen angel who attacked him, discovering the supernatural world. Madara is a jerk. Naruto rubbed his eyes. You should really cut down on drugs. Do you know it was all true? Madara said as he appeared in Naruto's room. No shit, Sherlock, why do you always have to mess everything up? Naruto got out of bed and dressed. He went to the kitchen and decided to have cereal for breakfast. While Naruto was enjoying his food, Madara appeared again. So Naruto, are you going to join those demons? Madara asked as he leaned slightly across the table. Naruto nearly choked on his cereal. You are crazy. I was attacked by a fallen angel last night. If they are already targeting me, how will I deal with them once I join their sworn enemies for life? They could help us achieve our goal. Madara tried to argue. They don't even share our damn goal, Maddie-chan. A mark appeared on Madara's forehead as Naruto called him by that infamous nickname. They're probably just doing what demons are supposed to do. They don't care about peace, Naruto said in a calm tone as he looked at the bowl of cereal. Madara shrugged. We could always use them and then dispose of them once they've done their part of the job. Naruto was angry at Madara's attitude. You can't use people like that. Why would you work with them if you're going to kill them anyway? Naruto yelled. Why are you breathing if you're going to die anyway? Madara asked in a calm tone, unperturbed by Naruto's anger. Naruto opened his mouth but quickly closed it again, not knowing what to say. Not wanting to continue this discussion, he went back to eating his cereal. Madara sighed. Look, Naruto. We both want peace, right? Naruto nodded slightly. While our means to an end may have been different, we still share the same goal. Human beings are pathetic, always talking about friendship and how they should help each other. But once we look her straight in the eye, we abandon all her former friends and feelings and focus solely on her own survival. Madara finished before taking a deep breath. So what are we supposed to do now? We can't just kill people and claim it was for the greater good, Naruto said. He knew Madara was right, but he wanted to seek peace like Jiraiya had. He told him to do it, make sure everyone understood each other. Madara shook his head. When did I say we were going to kill someone? Madara walked to the window, watching the people walking in the streets of Kuo. We're just going to manipulate, make them share our goal. And don't say manipulating people is a bad thing. In fact, you have also manipulated people for your own good. Naruto narrowed his eyes. What do you mean I manipulated people for my own good? Madara nodded. Nagato is a good example. A man who had his goals clear. A man who knew exactly how to achieve peace. But he was stopped by a genin. Naruto argued. I was just trying to convince, persuade, it doesn't matter. In the end you made him do what you wanted, didn't you? Naruto fell silent. Things aren't just black and white, Naruto. Indeed, the world is built in a dull gray color. As long as there's someone who thinks what you're doing isn't right, you'll be evil, regardless of whether everyone else thinks you're a good guy. Naruto finished his breakfast without saying another word. He went to school still reflecting on Madara's words. It was nice. Was he bad, or was it really none of these? Once again, it was break time at Kuo Academy. Naruto was sitting in his favorite spot under the tree, with Madara by his side. Someone is coming towards us, Madara said as he disappeared, leaving only Naruto. Naruto sighed as he looked at the person walking towards him. It was Yuto Kiba, one of the two boys who had witnessed his battle with the fallen angel yesterday. Hello, Uzumaki-senpai. Yuto greeted with a smile on his face. Me, Kiba-san. What's wrong? Naruto asked with a smile on his face. Yuto took a deep breath. As you know, I belong to the Occult Research Club, and our bucko would like to see you after school. Naruto smiled. Is this about my little fling from last night? Kiba swallowed hard. Naruto probably knew that Rias wanted to get close to him. Partially. Bucko also has an offer for you. An offer, huh? Naruto said as he struck an exaggerated thoughtful pose. Tell him I have no interest in joining your little devil's club. Naruto replied with a broad smile. Kiba's eyes widened. Why do you know? Naruto had a confused expression on his face. You know what, Kiba-san? Yuto grit his teeth in frustration. He couldn't just start telling all about his nobility in public. Then she pulled away from Naruto to report his findings to Rias. Naruto's smile only widened as he watched Yuto leave. I knew he couldn't go back. Rias. Our game has begun. Yuto entered the club room sweating from the bullets. He knew Rias wouldn't be happy with Naruto's decision, and he didn't want to know what he would do with him. "Ah, Yuto!" Rias exclaimed, getting up from her chair. Yuto noticed that Akeno was there too, standing behind Rias with that creepy smile of his. "So Naruto agreed to come after school?" Rias asked as he walked towards Yuto. Yuto took a breath to calm down. He refused, bucko. Rias kept smiling. "I see. We'll have to." "What did you say?" Rias asked in a deceptively sweet tone. Yuto swallowed hard. He said he had no interest in joining our little evil club, as he put it. Rias' expression turned to anger. "How dare you reject me? Is this the game you want to play, Uzumaki Naruto? Well then you got yourself a game." Rias yelled as he left the club room. Yuto was sweating. "Why do you want to have him as an equal so much?" Akeno chuckled into her hand. Era. Rias will need all the help she can get in a short amount of time, Kiba-kun. Thanks to the sage, I would no longer have survived in that courtroom. Naruto and Madara were walking back to Naruto's apartment. Little did they know, they were followed up again. "You need school, Naruto. Maybe you won't be as stupid as before, but..." Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto and Madara slowly turned to see a red-headed girl running towards them. Naruto's eyebrow arched as he recognized the girl as Rias Gremory, the evil mastermind behind the whole "let's follow Naruto" plan. Rias stomped on Naruto and jabbed an accusing finger at his chest. "Think you can get me off, huh? After my pawn and horse save you, can't you even show up just to talk? You owe me your life." Naruto seemed unfazed by Rias's tirade. "Look, woman. Those two weaklings you sent after me didn't do shit. In fact, I had to kill that fallen angel myself, so I don't own your shit." Ria's eyes widened upon hearing that pieces of her had been lying to her. Did they really think they could escape his wrath? "In case you haven't figured it out yet, I don't want to become a devil. Anyway," Naruto said as he moved a little closer to Rias. Rias's brow furrowed. I suppose we could reach some kind of agreement, right?" Madara was now crying tears of joy because he was now completely sure that Naruto had really taken his advice. "This is my boyfriend. Tame that woman as I tamed the Biju." Naruto's eye twitched slightly. "Well, I don't have to be a devil to be able to help you in your club, right? I mean, at first you were interested in my power, if I remember correctly." Naruto smiled slightly as he activated his Sharingan. Rias gasped as he reached out to touch Naruto's face. He looked into her blood-red eyes, all three tomo spinning dangerously around her pupil. "Amazing," she managed to mumble. "Can you take your hand off my fucking face?" Rias came out of her torpor and immediately withdrew her hand with a small blush on her face. "I am sorry. Since we'll be working together now, I think you should get to know me and my nobility better. Don't you think, Naruto-kun?" Naruto's eyebrow raised. "So now it's Naruto-kun, huh?" he asked with a small smile on his face. Rias smiled playfully as he pushed Naruto onto his side. "Oh, you know you like it when I call you that. Now let's go back to school so I can introduce you all," Rias said as he turned and motioned for Naruto to follow her. Naruto sighed and followed her. Rias was certainly a strange woman. Troublesome, as Shikamaru would have said. "And I thought I shouldn't have gone back to school today." Naruto sat down on a couch as he surveyed the club room. It was designed with the Victorian style in mind. Naruto looked up, ignoring everyone else in the room, and patiently looked at Rias, waiting for an explanation. "Welcome back, Naruto-kun. As you know, everyone here is a member of the Occult Research Club. This club, however, is just a facade. In reality, we are all demons." Batwings soon emerged from Rias's back, and soon the other followed suit. Naruto continued to watch, slightly interested. "I assume you are familiar with the game of chess, Naruto-kun?" Rias asked. Naruto nodded but was a little confused. "What the hell does all this have to do with it?" "You see, every demon here can be paired with a breastplate. I am the king." Then Rias pointed to a black-haired girl with her hair pulled back in a long ponytail. "This is Akeno, she is my queen. She specializes primarily in magic and is my second in command." Akeno smiled softly at Naruto. Hey. I hope we can get to know each other better, Uzumaki-kun." "Me too, Akeno-san," Naruto said with a smile. Rias sighed at the behavior of the queen of him. "Next is my knight, Kiba Yuto. A knight specializes in speed, and Yuto also has a sacred gear." Naruto earned a confused look. "Sacred gear?" asked. Rias nodded. "Sacred gears are special items bestowed upon humans by God." Everyone except Naruto seemed to flinch slightly at the word, God. They have unique powers that are extremely vital to humans as well as demons and angels. Naruto nodded and turned his head to Yuto. Yuto smiled back and bowed slightly. I hope we can get along, Uzumaki-senpai. No need for formalities, Yuto, just call me Naruto. We're partners now, aren't we? Naruto said with a smile. Yuto just smiled and nodded. Rias coughed into her hand to get everyone's attention. Next we have my tower, Kaneko Tujo. A tower specializing mainly in Rias, then turned its head towards a little girl who was sitting on the sofa in front of Naruto, eating sweets. The girl looked up at her from her plate of food and directed her gaze at Naruto. Nice working with you, Naruto-san. Kaneko said in a monotonous voice as he immediately started eating his sweets. Naruto was sweating and looked at Rias again, gesturing for her to continue. And last but not least, we have my pawn, Hyodo Issei. A pawn can be promoted to a queen, knight or rook when in enemy territory. Issei also has a sacred gear. Hey. I hope we can butt together, Naruto-senpai. Maybe you can even help me become a harem king, huh? Issei asked as he looked at Naruto with a twinkle in his eye. Naruto narrowed his eyes at Issei. You're one of those dirty perverts, aren't you? Issei began to sulk as a dark cloud appeared above his head. Why doesn't anyone like perverts? Because you're disgusting, Kaneko replied, not looking up from her bowl of candy. Why do you hate me so much, Kaneko-chan? Naruto blinked as Rias rubbed his forehead. It's alright, Naruto-kun. I've told you all about my nobility. So I think it's only right that you tell us something about your powers, don't you think? Rias asked with a smile. Naruto sighed. I think you were right. Naruto then activated his Sharingan, gaining everyone's attention. My power is called Sharingan. It allows me to predict the movements of my enemies and copy their movements. I basically see everything in slow motion. You also need decent speed, because if your body can't keep up, the Sharingan is pretty much useless in battle. Rias nodded. Interesting, is there anything else? Naruto glanced quickly towards the right corner of the room, where Madara was. Madara nodded and motioned for him to continue. Naruto silently thanked all the gods he knew for being the only one who could hear and see Madara. There's actually a second stage to the Sharingan, Naruto said as a pinwheel formed around his pupil. This is called Mangekyo Sharingan. Upon reaching this level, special powers are attached to each of the user's eyes. Yuto immediately remembered the strange technique Naruto used to remove the fallen angel's corpse. He assumed it was the special power tied to Naruto's left eye. And how do you unlock this second stage of Naruto-kun? Rias asked curiously. Kill someone close to you. The room was silent as they absorbed what Naruto had just said. Did you really kill someone who was precious to you? Issei asked in a surprised voice. Naruto sighed and deactivated his Sharingan. I don't want to talk about this. Naruto then stood up and walked towards the door. I guess that was the case. You know where to find me when you need me. Space then began to warp around Naruto's left eye, which disappeared into the vortex. Nobody said a word. There was a lot more to Naruto than they first thought. Rias was immersed in deep reflection. She knew Naruto had withheld information about himself and his powers. She realized that he still couldn't fully trust her, but it would be essential if they used this little alliance of theirs to its fullest potential. I will find out all about you, Uzumaki Naruto. Naruto reappeared in his apartment. For some reason, he felt extremely tired and his head ached like hell. He just wanted to go to sleep. So how did I do it, Maddie-chan? Silence, Maddie-chan. Madara did not appear nor did Naruto hear his voice. This was weird. Very strange. No time for games, Maddie-chan. Just salt. Naruto asked in an annoyed tone. Naruto heard a strange sound near his window. He got closer and saw a crow flying away. Naruto rubbed his eyes as he couldn't believe what he had just seen. His crow's eyes were red. I really should get some sleep, Naruto told himself as he made his way to his room. His head was extremely light and his vision was a little blurry. Naruto dropped onto the bed and closed his eyes. Only to open them a second later and find yourself in a forest. What the hell? Naruto looked around. The moon in the sky was red. Crows flew everywhere. The trees in the forest were some of the tallest Naruto had ever seen, even taller than the ones in the Forest of Death. Madara? Kurama? Is there anyone? Naruto thought this was his mindscape. He hadn't been in contact with Kurama since he arrived in this new world. He couldn't use his chakra cloak and he couldn't even enter his mindscape. He wasn't even sure if Kurama was still with him. Naruto walked further into the forest, not knowing what to expect. He silently expected to meet Kurama, but there was something wrong with this mindscape of him. It was completely different. Eventually Naruto came across a clearing with a pond. Facing the lake was a figure sitting on a stone. The figure slowly turned and looked Naruto straight in the eyes. "Hello, Naruto-kun. Do you know how long I've been waiting for you to arrive?" "You. Uchiha Itachi." Naruto couldn't believe his eyes. Seated across from him was one of the elemental nation's most wanted criminals, who actually turned out to be a hero rather than a villain. "What the hell are you doing here, in the name of Hashirama Morning Saint Forest?" yelled Naruto as he pointed a finger at Itachi. "You weren't even there when that weird space thing happened." Itachi sighed. "You see, Naruto-kun, this space thing, as you call it, actually influenced more than just the battlefield. Our whole dimension has been enveloped in it." Naruto was completely surprised. He thought he and Madara were the only people to get sucked in. "But you were dead. It doesn't make any sense. I've become a kind of foster home for the Uchiha." Itachi chuckled softly. "No, Naruto-kun, you don't have to worry about that. In fact, I'm not even here right now." Naruto earned a confused expression on his face. "You're not even here? Where the hell are you then?" "I'm in the Vatican," Itachi replied. Naruto was getting more and more confused over time. "Why the hell are you in the Vatican?" "I assume you already know about the supernatural world, right?" Naruto nodded. "I'm here to watch over the angels. I thought you already knew about demons, so I decided to get some information about another faction." "Okay, stop there," Naruto said as he flailed his hands frantically. "Why are you helping me? You don't even know what the hell I want," shouted Naruto, not understanding any of this. Itachi smiled slightly. "It's because we are alike. Similar? We are both heroes in our own right. I prevented the Uchiha uprising while you fought off Kyuubi. Even though what we were doing was helping other people to live their lives normally, we were labeled scum. And also," Itachi chuckled a little as he rolled his eyes, "we're probably the only ones here from our world, so I think it's only natural that we help each other." Naruto was torn between being happy and confused. Should he have told Itachi that Madara was with him? "Wait, you said our whole dimension was messed up. Does that mean there are others from our world here as well?" Naruto asked with some hope in his voice. "It is very unlikely. They probably didn't survive the trip to this dimension. And if they've made it this far, they're probably scattered all over the world. It would be nearly impossible to track down all the survivors." "Naruto's hope has been dashed. I understand," he said sadly. Itachi put a hand on Naruto's shoulder. "Don't worry, Naruto-kun. Once I finish my business here, I will go to Japan immediately. We can discuss our plans further," Itachi said with a small smile. Naruto smiled at him before his smile was replaced by a suspicious look. "Wait, if you're not inside my body and in the Vatican, how do you talk to me?" Itachi started laughing as his body slowly began to disappear. You know that Naruto should never look a Sharingan user in the eye, even if he is an animal. As the realization hit, Naruto was enveloped in darkness. Naruto's eyes widened as he woke up in his room. He cursed realizing how Itachi had trapped him. "That crow was his, that son of a bitch used a genjutsu on me," Naruto thought to himself. Naruto wanted to stand up but he felt a weight on his side preventing him from doing so. Naruto's head slowly turned as he saw that next to him was only naked Rias, fast asleep. Naruto sighed in frustration. "What the hell is happening to my life?" Naruto used his free arm to wake Rias. "Hey, wake up." Rias moaned as he slowly opened his eyes and stretched her body slightly. "Good morning Naruto-kun," Rias said. Naruto narrowed his eyes. "Yes, very good morning. Would you mind explaining to me what the hell you were doing in my house?" Rias sighed as she pulled Naruto into an even tighter hug. "I had to help Issei with a contract that went wrong last night, and since your apartment was close by, I decided to sleep here." "Oh, that's a very good reason. Damn, I think we should do this more often," Naruto said, sarcasm dripping from his voice. "I'm sure we can fix it." Rias spoke in a seductive voice as he ran his fingers over Naruto's chest. Naruto, who was getting tired of Rias' bullshit, decided to use Kamui to pass through Rias and get out of bed. Rias pouted as she looked at Naruto who was now standing across the room. "No, Naruto-kun. Come back to bed," Rias ordered as she opened her arms, exposing her breasts. "Hell. No, you better get your ass dressed or I'll go to school without you," Naruto said as he left the room to get dressed elsewhere. "This little alliance is doing pretty well, don't you think?" Naruto jumped at Madara's voice. "What the hell, Maddie-chan? Where were you last night?" Madara's brow furrowed. "I was where I always am, fool. You know I can't get too far from you without pulling back." Naruto chuckled awkwardly. "Oh yeah, right. By the way, Someone will be joining us soon, Naruto said as he started changing into his school uniform. Is it another demon or something? Naruto chuckled. Oh no, it's actually from our world. And he's also an Uchiha. Madara's eyebrows raised. An Uchiha, huh? This will definitely be interesting. Madara said with a soft laugh. Are you ready, Naruto-kun? Naruto turned to see Rias standing in his bedroom doorway, fully clothed. Ready as always. Naruto said with a sigh. We overslept, so we have to hurry if we don't want to be late, Rias said as she passed Naruto. He let out a squeal of surprise as Naruto suddenly grabbed her around the waist and pulled her against him. And Naruto-kun? Without saying a word, Naruto activated his Kamui. Could you let me know next time? Oh, sorry, I didn't want to be late. Rias and Naruto were now sitting in the clubroom, waiting for the others to arrive. Rias, this morning you said something about a contract that went wrong. What exactly happened? Naruto asked. Rias sighed as she rested her chin on her hand. A few days ago, Issei met a nun. But since it is dangerous for a demon to approach the church, I forbade Issei to go near it. Last night, Issei was lured into a trap by a street exorcist. He met the same nun there and has been shocked ever since, concluded Rias. Naruto nodded as he tilted his head back slightly. Well, if the pervert doesn't want to be killed, I'm sure he won't do anything stupid. How wrong I was. Not a second later, both Issei and Yuto entered the room with nervous expressions on their faces. Welcome back guys, how nice of you to come, Rias said in a deceptively sweet tone. The boys remained silent. Would you mind explaining why you lied about saving Naruto-kun from the fallen angel who attacked him? Well, bucko. Yuto started. You told us not to interfere, but we didn't want you to worry because Naruto-senpai killed a fallen angel, Yuto finished. It was all his idea. I had nothing to do with it, Issei yelled pointing at Yuto. It's actually you who started lying down in front of Bucko's face. Lies, pretty boy. Those are all lies. Silence, Rias raised his hand, attracting the attention of the two boys. I hope they both understand that they will be punished. The two boys gulped and nodded. Naruto could barely hold back his laughter at this scene. Akeno, can you come out? Suddenly, Akeno appeared in the room with her signature creepy smile. Even Naruto felt uncomfortable with her. Akeno didn't get a chance to use her new spell, so I thought you two would be perfect for target practice, Rias said with a smile. Akeno had a little blush on her face as she licked her lips. Hey. Why don't you two come with me? Yuto and Issei swallowed one last time as they followed Akeno outside. As soon as they were gone, Naruto burst out laughing. This is pure gold. On the contrary, I begin to feel sorry for those repentant souls. Rias smiled triumphantly. This will teach them not to lie to me. Uchiha Itachi wasn't amused. After hearing the news that a nun with a strange healing power had been transferred to Japan, Itachi became concerned. He had no doubts that Naruto would somehow be involved in this mess. This is starting to get problematic. Itachi was currently hiding in a large cathedral spying on some members of the Catholic Church who were possibly affiliated with an angel. He knew he could not be wrong. He needed all the information he could get before traveling to Japan. Ooh, what do we have here? Itachi slowly turned to see two girls standing behind him. One had brown hair and kept it tied up in two long pigtails. He had a rather cheerful expression on his face. The other girl had blue hair with a green fringe down the side of her. He looked at Itachi with a cold stare. Who are you, intruder? The blue-haired girl asked in a cold tone. Itachi's face remained impassive. It's really not appropriate to ask someone's name when you haven't introduced yourself yet. Don't play with, of course it's not. The brown-haired girl interrupted him. I'm Irina Shido and this is Xenovia 4th. We were stationed here as guards. And who are you, handsome? Irina asked, moving her eyebrows. Itachi's eyebrows raised. I'm Uchiha Itachi. I'm a bit busy spying on some people here, so I'd appreciate it if you leave. A spy, huh? Who do you work for? The fallen angels are those dirty devils? Xenovia asked. I work alone. Oh, you really are an ambitious Itachi-kun. Irina exclaimed as she clasped her hands. But we were told to kill all intruders, so I'll make your death quick and painless. Irina and Xenovia drew their swords and got into an offensive fighting stance. Itachi sighed as he closed his eyes. And I wanted to end this peacefully. Oh well, it's been a while since I fought, although it's not going to be much of a fight. Don't underestimate us. Xenovia screamed as she attacked Itachi. Itachi's eyes widened. Amaterasu, the silence of the night took possession of Kuo. A hooded figure walked slowly through the rain towards an abandoned church. Inside the church, the fallen angels were discussing their plans. The nun is still free, for now. She spoke, a woman with long black hair and a rather attractive body. I think we'll have to be more careful from now on, Rainier, said another woman with a large bust and blue hair. We have already lost Donasek. Maybe we should wait with the ceremony. Yeah, and I don't think Azazel would be too pleased that you disobeyed his orders, added a little girl with blonde hair. No. We need that sacred gear ASAP, snapped Rainier at the two. Azazel hasn't done anything yet, and it's been days since I killed that pathetic boy. Azazel has better things to do. The leader of the fallen angels doesn't really seem like a competent man. A deep voice echoed through the church. The fallen angels turned their heads to see a man dressed in black. He wore an orange mask with a spiral design. The only feature of his face they could see were his blood-red eyes. Rainier's eyes narrowed at the figure. Who are you? How did you get here? The figure chuckled as she approached Rainier. How interesting. You fallen angels intrigue me. It seems you don't even care that your mate is dead. Can you think about it again that you will go to hell? Shouted Rainier, hurling a light spear at the man. Just because you go through it. In the blink of an eye, the man appeared in front of Rainier and grabbed her by the throat. She slammed her into a nearby wall. Now listen here. The man said slowly as he glared dangerously at Rainier. I am only interested in this sacred gear. I don't care about you or your black-winged friends. You are now my slaves and will follow my orders. I will not be like your previous leader, remember that. If you disobey me, I will not hesitate to kill you. The man then released Rainier, causing her to gasp for air. The man then turned to look at the other two fallen angels, who were trembling in fear. I need more information. What do you know about this sacred gear? The man asked. It's called Twilight Healing. The blue-haired woman replied. She has the ability to heal humans, demons, angels and fallen angels alike. He can only heal wounds and will not be able to recover lost limbs, cure disease or reduce exhaustion. I see, this is certainly an interesting power. The man then turned to Rainier. Where is the bearer of this sacred gear now? Why, he's roaming freely at the moment. Why, sir? Rainier replied. Fools. Do you remember the boy you killed? Rainier nodded slowly. He reincarnated as a devil. He has already met the girl who wields the sacred gear. Now we will definitely contact the nobility to which the boy belongs, and that will only cause trouble. The man finished with a sigh. So, what are we going to do now? Rainier asked, still scared of this mysterious man. Tomorrow you will retrieve the girl and take her back to the church. I don't care if the demons are alerted, just take it. Extract the sacred gear from her and wait until I arrive. Be but us? What are we going to do once you get the sacred gear? The man met Rainier's eyes. She was almost mesmerized by the color red. She wanted to approach him, follow him, obey him. You run. Rainier just nodded stupidly, as if he'd said the most obvious thing in the world. Now get ready for tomorrow. I have other things to take care of, said the man, starting to walk. Wait. The man turned to see Rainier running towards him. Who are you, may I ask? Rainier asked, blushing like a schoolgirl. The man chuckled, finding it amusing that this woman wanted so desperately to know who she was and how she had made her humble servant in such a short time. The man looked Rainier straight in the eye once more. I am a man known by many names. My name strikes fear into the hearts of my enemies and makes my companions sigh with relief. I am a ghost, a mere shell of myself. I am the man who will bring about change in this rotten world. Rainier and the other fallen angels stared at their new leader in utter amazement, mesmerized by his voice. I am the man who will overthrow the heads of both heaven and hell. I am the man who will bring humans, angels and demons to their knees before me as they praise me as their new god. I am. Lightning struck as raindrops pattered against the church windows. The wind howled as the man raised his hand and clenched a fist. Uchiha Madara. Itachi sighed as he walked out of the cathedral, which had been set ablaze by its black flames. He knew he hadn't killed the two girls, but the destruction of the cathedral would surely attract unwanted attention. Or, it certainly wouldn't really be beneficial to him if he had a horde of angels and exorcists chasing him. Itachi blended into the crowd that was now looking at the burning cathedral. He had to get back to his hotel as quickly as possible. When Itachi arrived at his hotel, he felt a strange presence. Have you already found it? He slowly climbed the stairs and searched his pockets for the keys to his room. When Itachi opened the door, he saw two figures standing in his room. They wore some kind of white uniform and both brandished swords. So it's you who started the fire in the cathedral. You will pay for your sins. The exorcists attacked Itachi with swords raised in the air. Itachi dodged the first exorcist's downward slash and delivered a roundhouse kick to the face, knocking the exorcist unconscious. The second exorcist drew a pistol and aimed it at Itachi's head. Itachi quickly knocked the weapon out of his hand and struck the exorcist in the chest, putting some distance between them. Itachi then ran to the window and jumped out. "Don't think you can drive us away. The eyes of God are everywhere," cried the exorcist. Itachi ran to the street and hailed a nearby taxi. He got into the car, activated his Sharingan and looked at the driver. "To the airport." The driver obeyed Itachi's order and pressed the pedal. Itachi looked out the window to see the exorcist trying to reach the car. Itachi took a deep breath as he looked forward again. "I'm coming, Naruto-kun." To be continued.
It's the end for this part, guys. Thanks for listening to this video, and if you did enjoy this video, like, share and subscribe and comment down below. Thank you all for having support and have a great day.